About 6 months ago, we watched Searching for a World That Doesn't Exist. 3 months ago, we watched Destroying a World That Doesn't Exist. And now, it's time for Creating a World That Doesn't Exist. I'm very curious about this because it has been recommended a lot. And I don't know exactly what it's going to be. I'm assuming it is like how they actually created it, but is it done in a storytelling fashion as well? Or... Oh, dude, I missed this. Avery, dear Lord. I'm curious. Oh, God. How long is this video? It's a 27-minute one. I'm excited. Weefies or Tweefies in this
Whatever
case
you do at
makes
the
great
crossroads,
videos, dude.
Know
Don't.
that this isn't actually a lore video, and it's a behind-the-scenes video.
Let's
Yes, you read the
go!
book right. This is going to be a small behind-the-scenes video for the Wi-Fi's video, Destroying a World That Doesn't Exist. But to make it a little more interesting, I'm going to structure this video in the form of an iceberg. So right now on screen, you can see an iceberg of everything I'm going to be talking about in this video, starting with
Why's Kiss My Butt down here? And why Grok Love Me edits? What?
some of the more surface level stuff you might have noticed in the Wi-Fi's video, and at the bottom, some things that you definitely did not know about, as well as bloopers, deleted scenes, and even another video in this series. But with that said, let's get into it. Starting at the surface level. Also, obviously, this video has spoilers, so if for some reason you didn't watch Searching for and Destroying a World That Doesn't Exist,
go do it. You're doing yourself a massive disservice if you have not seen both of those videos. They are incredibly good. Please.
go watch those two videos and then watch this one. Also, there are a lot of references and cool behind-the-scenes stuff that I'm not gonna talk about here, so if you want more info about that, then check the description after watching. But with that said, let's get into it.
I don't know who this Durlord 3 guy is, but...
Obelisk Code. When Avery explores the desert, he stumbles across a giant obelisk.
Oh my God, because I felt like in this situation, I don't think we ever actually got information about this, did we? This was the one thing at the end when I was like, oh my God, what was the point in that?
With some strange runes carved into the base. But try as he might, he can't decode them. So, is there a meaning? Well, yes, it actually is possible to figure out what these say, and there is an intended meaning I had in mind. My idea with this video is that each pocket dimension, or world, has an exit gate and a skip gate. The exit gate to the mountains is under the tree, but the secret skip gate to get further ahead is on the top of the tree. And the skip gate, like I said, allows you to go way further along the hall than the normal ones. You can go way more bridges down. Each world technically has its own skip gate, even if I didn't build it, and has a clue on how to find it. So if you take the symbols on the obelisk and flip them 180 degrees, you get these, which don't look much better, but now are actually just enchanting table symbols, and decode to the word below.
Oh my God. What?
Implying that the skip gate is right below this obelisk. Library references.
Did he ever provide like the seed to the world? Could people like dig under and actually find it, bro? Because if so, that is some genius level hinting. He didn't even use it in the video.
The infinite library that both Avery and Derek explore is full of references to some of my favorite pieces of fiction and some of my inspirations for that video. I don't want to tell you where each one comes from because I think it'd be way more fun to figure it out for yourself and how they connect to my video, but some of them you definitely might recognize from other popular Minecraft videos you also might have seen.
One of the jumps to get to the beds was a 5-block ice jump.
I have never seen Parkour Civilization. I don't think. Oh my God, I do remember some parts of it. Maybe I have seen it. I remember something about a chicken. I don't know. Maybe I should watch it. I feel like I might have seen it though. I don't remember. Is it old? I don't remember.
Not even possible? I opened the chest expecting to find nothing, but to my surprise, there was a book. When I opened it up, I realized it was written in parkour.
Okay. Okay, I've never seen that, bro. What? What do you mean? What do you mean written in parkour? Okay, I don't think I've ever seen it. I'm lying. I don't think I've ever seen it.
But to my surprise, there was a book. When I opened it up, I realized it was written in parkour.
Well, part of me feels bad for Saps.
I remember this one.
If you had to betray one person to save 1,000, would you?
Orchard's carpet. The orchards are what I call this red dimension Avery gets stuck in, and they also have a skip gate, which Avery tries to find by investigating strange blocks.
But he couldn't find it, so he looked for the signs in the distance, right? He was giving up at this point. Where was the skip gate here?
Counting the number of beds in each house, but failing to notice the obvious arrows in the floor.
No shot.
made out of carpets, which all point to the center of the map, where the skip gate awaits under the middle hill. Horus. Although
This is too 5-head for me, bro. This is frustrating me how clever this guy is.
maps in just
Because the thing is, if you've seen Searching for a World that doesn't exist, when you watch Destroying a World that doesn't exist, you're actively looking for these things. If you watch Destroying first, then you're not, I wouldn't say, right? But because in Searching for a World that doesn't exist, there's all these little Easter eggs about like where you can go and where you can't, and all the hints along the entire way that somebody else is there and following and stuff, right? And leaving stuff behind. You're always looking out for it in Destroying a World that doesn't exist. Sometimes you can easily pick up on it. This stuff is so 10-head.
Destroying a World that doesn't exist were built by the super talented team over at Horus Creations. If you want to support the project and explore every single one of these maps yourself, then you can for $5 by visiting this link, which is also in the top link of the description, and you get access to every single world in this whole video. Please
That's so cool.
do not feel obligated at all, though. We've already gotten plenty of support, and the video obviously did super well. It's just if you want to
Damn.
explore, the option is there. If not, totally fine.
That's actually really cool.
Gravity Falls. There's another reference to Gravity Falls that isn't just a book in the library, and it's actually the climactic scene, the finale scene.
Now, parrot.
Spoilers if you haven't seen the show, but
I
Gravity
haven't.
Falls ends by the main villain, this triangle fella called Bill Cipher, being trapped in the mind of one of the main characters, and then that character gets his mind erased, and Bill Cipher dies because he was trapped in his mind. Sound
Cool.
familiar? Gravity
Yep.
Falls is my single favorite show of all time, so I wanted to honor it by basing the ending of my video and the king's final speech off of that climactic final scene.
That's so...
Don't you realize you're destroying your own mind too?
You fool. Don't you realize you're destroying your own mind too?
You're making a mistake. I'll give you anything. Money, fame, riches, infinite power, your own galaxy.
I'll give you anything you wish. Life, power. No.
Andrew Gaming.
Dude, cool. Oh my god, there's so many references, dude. I've never seen Gravity Falls though. Should I watch it? Is it actually kind of peak fiction?
67. Andrew Gaming 67 is a super popular ARG that I covered in my now second longest video.
This might be worth a watch. Should we watch this?
The protagonist of it, Andrew, is actually the same person who I asked to voice Avery for my video.
Oh wow.
Welcome to a showcase, so to say.
Hey guys, so as you probably know, there was a video about my world.
But if you paid more attention, you might have also noticed that this well that I used in the church world is suspiciously similar to the most important element of Andrew's own ARG, the iconic well, Abel and Yannius.
Cool.
If you don't know, I appeared briefly on the pre-show of this year's Minecraft Live, where I talked about my YouTube videos and also created a mini ARG for people to solve. The ARG story was about the village from the first part, searching for a world that doesn't exist. And
Can I just say, I think this specific village, I think it's by far one of the coolest things I've ever seen in Minecraft personally, because it's got that look of just a gothic horror, but the fountain in the middle, and the fact that it's all inside a cave and the walls and everything about it just looks weird. It's just awesome. God, it's so cool looking.
the first part, searching for a world that doesn't exist, and we learn more about the cult members that inhabited it before the events we see in part 1. The main point of conflict is that Yannius, one of the villagers, disappeared into thin air, and no one can seem to remember him. This same Yannius is mentioned in the Wi-Fi's video by the author of the books, his brother Abel, the vessel the cult was going to use for the king. The Lich. The Lich is one of the main villains from the Cartoon Network show Adventure Time, also one of my favorites, and one of his most famous monologues goes something like this.
Fall.
Oh, and was this when they read the book in that village and they blacked out, kinda? Or no? Or was that different?
There is
What is
only
this?
darkness for you, and only death for your people. You are strong, child, but I am beyond strength. I am the end.
Seems pretty familiar, right?
There is only darkness for you.
Oh, no, I got that wrong, I think. Maybe.
There is no hope. There is no future. Your mind is strong.
Was it this when they read the book when Avery and Dillard met up, dude? Or no? Maybe I'm crazy. It's been a while.
But I am beyond strength. I am Fall.
Ah. It was!
Unstable Universe. Before I blew myself up, I used to be one of the main characters of a scripted server called Unstable Universe. So that's why this line exists in the video. Your universe is looking a little unstable.
Little Easter egg, cool. Oh, now we're getting to the under the surface of the iceberg.
Portrait of God. Portrait of God is a short horror film released a few years ago that I absolutely love. It has one of the most terrifying reveals I've ever seen in my entire life, and I don't want to spoil it because you should watch it and experience it, and just know that when you do watch it, you'll understand exactly where I referenced it in my video. I'll link it in the description if you want to check it out after.
Oh god, now I feel like this is supposed to be a reveal, bro. Now I feel like I gotta watch that.
True author. The books you see written by Abel or The Vessel were actually written by the voice actor for Abel, the YouTuber Zemyth. They're beautifully written, and I owe it completely to his artistic genius. I could not have written those two books myself. So he wrote and voiced that character.
Well, that was really cool. I really did like this, mainly because of how it was actually set up, like you can see here, and with the taps and stuff. Because this really added to the horror element of the book. Not only because there was like sometimes there was like missing words entirely, but it also had the sound effects. Like when you were reading it, you could like picture it, you know. It's kind of like an audio novel.
The YouTubers
to that point.
They're beautifully written,
very cool.
And I owe it completely to his artistic genius. I could not have written those two books myself. So he wrote and voiced that character. 20W14 Infinite and Knights. When the King's Realm was falling apart, you might have noticed a few interesting frames when the world was corrupting. These are actually all real Minecraft dimensions from the 2020 April Fool's Day update, which added a ton of strange, corrupted-looking dimensions to Minecraft. Specifically, this screenshot.
Were they creeper blocks?
Ton of strange, corrupted-looking dimensions.
Why do these look like creeper blocks, bro?
It's to Minecraft. Specifically, this screenshot is the same world that I used to make the thumbnail for a different ARG video about the ARG channel Knights.
My Minecraft world is deleting itself. I feel like Bro, these titles, man. I don't know if I've seen that, but I feel like I have.
Stop motion darkness. This is one of my favorite behind the scenes in the entire video, specifically because of the way it was done. The scene where Derek gets captured after entering the cathedral is done with stop motion. So I stayed fully still while Horace, the builder, placed 14 black blocks at a time, and I just kept taking screenshots. I took 60 screenshots, and you can see them all here, and if you make each of them a few frames long, you get this sequence.
The level of detail that goes into that is so cool, dude. Because I guarantee you look at that on a Premiere Pro timeline, bro. That's like 20 different layers. I would love to see the actual like Premiere Pro editing timeline of the entire video, because I bet it'll probably look like a Maxo video, dude. It'll be insane.
Which I think is just such a cool effect. Hidden Trilogy. This one's a quick one, but you might not have known that the reason that this video was 2 hours, that it was so long, is that it was originally meant to be 2 parts, and the whole series was meant to be 3 parts. Searching for a world that doesn't exist was part 1, finding a world that doesn't exist would be part 2, and that video would end when Avery blacks out, and then destroying a world would start with Derek's POV. But
that's cool. I think it was a good idea to make it a 2-parter instead of a 3-parter. I feel like the part 2, if it would have had that stopping point, yes, it would have been cool, but I would have been left wanting too much more, I think.
I ended up combining them because I didn't think it worked well as 3 parts, and I just wanted to show you guys the full story as fast as possible.
That's
Conway's Game of Life. You might have realized this after Avery makes this absolutely hilarious joke, but the Hanging Mountains dimension are loosely based off the computer science simulation Conway's Game of Life. If you
I've never heard of this.
Weren't familiar, it's this grid made of little cells that operates on very specific rules. And if these rules from the Wikipedia page look familiar, it's
any live cell with fewer than 2 live neighbors. Oh my god, it's just the islands.
Because they were exactly the reference for the Hanging Mountains. If a mountain has multiple neighbors, one of them gets deleted. If the mountain has 1 neighbor, it gets deleted, and so on and so forth.
Interesting.
This is more of a behind the scenes on how he made this scene come to life, but the big eye deteriorating over time is actually the work of 3 invisible builders.
I was gonna say, this looks like 3 people in creative mode just chipping away at the blocks, right?
There's breaking blocks in a circle. I bring it up because I think it's a neat effect done in a very, very simple way.
Yeah.
Death Note Mountains. If you haven't watched Death Note, then there's this very popular scene where one of the main characters tries to trick one of the other characters by giving him 3 real rules about a certain situation and 1 fake one in order to catch him in a lie. The scene where Derek tricks the fake Avery with a fake rule is directly inspired by that scene from Death Note.
That's really cool. Now I have something to admit. I have seen Death Note. I've only ever seen the live action version of Death Note, and I liked it. I was also really young, to be fair, but I enjoyed it, bro. Gonna review Bob Google Classrooms for that? Bro. Let's just continue.
In order to catch him in a lie. The scene where that scene from Death Note.
Nice.
Carcosa and the Cologne Cathedral. The
Cologne Cathedral? I've been there.
final location before Derek gets summoned by the king is directly inspired by online images of Carcosa, which is the fictional land ruled by the King in Yellow. The cathedral itself is based on the real-life Cologne Cathedral in Germany.
I never noticed it.
Easily one of, if not the most beautiful build in the whole video.
It is. It's a
committed so many crimes.
Black hole sound effect.
Why would you do that? Because now I'm just hooked. Genuinely. That's one of my favorite songs, by the way, and it's all because of Weefies that I know about it.
Throughout the video, when the king appears, we hear this noise. This isn't just some random sound though. When I was thinking about sound design for this video, I wanted the king to feel like an all-powerful, impending, unstoppable cosmic being. So what better noise to use than the literal sound a black hole makes, as recorded and published by NASA. That audio when the king appears is sound from a black hole. Oxidizing copper eyes. This one is a quick one, but it's kind of funny. If you do buy the map and go see the eyes, you'll notice there are suspicious specks of blue which aren't present in my video. This is not the intentional look of the build, but it's actually the copper blocks oxidizing over time and creating this effect.
Wait, that's so cool. Wait, that's actually a cool little detail though. I think that's a good thing. It makes it look, I guess, old.
Flowers and Carcosa. The scene where Avery goes from grave to grave after reading the book in the chapel is inspired by this analysis video on the King in Yellow made by a channel called Tale Foundry.
Wait, isn't this what we watched? We did watch a video about Who is the King in Yellow, but maybe not this specific one.
There's a story called An Inhabitant of Carcosa, where a person finds themselves in a strange place, with trees and tombstones littered everywhere around them. This place is Carcosa, and they are a lost soul in the afterlife. I imagine Avery bringing flowers to these graves is helping these lost souls navigate the spirit realm. Avery is acting as the realm keeper, doing chores for the church.
Oh, that's cool.
Helping any spirit who finds itself stuck. Derek Hutchins.
I like that cool little origin story.
Origin. So Derek's name is actually a reference to 2 different people. The name Derek comes from this guy named Derek, who appeared frequently in YouTube videos by a YouTuber named Ryan Higa. I was always a fan of him because he knew how to breakdance and was pretty good in these parkour horse videos Ryan used to make. The Hutchins part of Derek's name is a reference to one of my favorite all-time YouTube videos. It's called Earth's Deadliest Computer Virus by a channel called Disrupt. It's been taken down for a few years now, but you can find re-uploads of it all over YouTube, and in my opinion, it's a masterpiece of a video. It's top 5 videos I've ever seen, and
I am leaving this video with a list of videos to go watch. What the hell?
The main character is a real person named Marcus Hutchins. He's this
it's a story?
Phenomenally talented computer scientist I admire, so I dedicated Derek's name as a little head nod to him.
Cool.
Cosmic Dance Book.
This really is a beneath the surface.
I mentioned earlier that the library is full of Easter eggs to some of my favorite works of fiction and inspirations for this video, but there's actually a book that you can only see if you watch Avery's raw footage, and that didn't make it into the final cut for pacing reasons. That is this book, which has a quote from the show Adventure Time that I mentioned earlier.
Nice.
In the pool / Chainsaw Man.
Never seen Chainsaw Man. Ever.
In 2025, an animated movie about the anime and manga Chainsaw Man was released. It's an insanely well-made movie, but easily one of the best scenes in my opinion is this one, where the main character reflects about picking between these two girls that he likes. And
of course.
And while he's deciding this, there's this absolutely gorgeous song playing in the background called In the Pool. I won't play it too much for copyright reasons, but if you listen, you'll see a ton of similarities to the song Synthetic Lullaby that was composed by Ben Bracey for my that track. I specifically used In the Pool as a reference, and that whole scene for my video is a direct reference to the scene from the movie. Also, kinda subtly, my entire video is inspired by Chainsaw Man, in that the opening for the anime is packed with references to various movies and TV shows, and I thought that was really cool and wanted to try it myself. So that's why my video has so many references to things all over Minecraft and YouTube and TV.
I do think that's a really cool thing to do, like add so many subtle references, because there's probably even some that it doesn't even explain in this video, just for like the people to recognize.
The DMS, the Department of Metaphysical Sciences.
DMS. Oh.
Or the DMS.
Wait, this was from that video. This was from that video that I was talking.
Is a government organization that has appeared in 2 of my other AR.
It was a Wi-Fi's video, bro, where the friend went missing. It was this one.
Videos. But the reason they're relevant here is if you go to the Google Drive folder where Derek's footage is supposed to be, you'll see it was actually confiscated by the DMS themselves.
I knew it.
Why? And what this means for what's happening to Derek? I guess time will tell.
Oh my god, the multiverse of Wi-Fi's. Oh my god, we're getting a new video, bro. Oh my god. Level 4. Did we skip level 3 or am I high? I'm high, probably.
Ryan the Mayo. Before Avery was Avery, the original placeholder name I had for him was Ryan, but that got changed pretty quickly once writing started and Avery was born. George Harrison scene for months. The ending scene where While My Guitar Gently Weeps plays and Derek and Avery argue, I actually had that scene written for 3 months before part 1 even released.
Oh my god, bro. Derek convinces R, or whatever his name is, that he has to leave.
All the way back in July 2025, I had this specific message written, specifically with While My Guitar Gently Weeps playing in the background. Not only because I love that song, but also as a tribute to one of my favorite movies, Kubo and the Two Strings, which also uses a cover of While My Guitar Gently Weeps in its final scene.
Oh, never seen it.
Message censor. The keen-eyed among you may have noticed this in Derek's footage. A weird censor bar in the chat when he kills Avery. This
I did not notice this.
Unfortunately does not have any cool lore implications and happened because the nickname mod that I used for their names doesn't really let you change death messages, so otherwise without that censor you would have just seen this.
Wi-Fi's was slaved by Swedish. That's funny.
RecRap Shulker images. If you read the description of the video, you'd see that I thank the YouTuber RecRap for showing me the Shulker mechanics that Shulkers can cast patterns of water from high above in the sky. Well, this is that exact message that RecRap sent me in August of 2022, and 4 years later, it finally got shown off in a video.
Oh, that is awesome.
Moron. Derek's final line to the king is calling him a lumping moron. I really wanted this line to be powerful, and the obvious thing to do would be to put a swear, like, you bleeping moron. But I don't really swear on my channel, and saying you freaking moron, or you fudging moron, or you fricking moron just sounds kind of dumb, and saying you moron doesn't feel hefty enough. So I was thinking, what do cartoons do when they need to be censored or when they want to swear? And then I found this gem, again from Adventure Time.
I had to die. I'm trying to help them, so don't lump and yell at me! You have made your mother cry for the last time, daughter! You are hereby banned from using the royal car!
Shucks, a lumping hate them!
And the rest...
I ain't gonna cap, bro. I think you lumping moron also sounds pretty dumb. For the people that don't know what that's from, I think it sounds dumber than frickin' moron, but that's just me personally. It's still a cool reference.
It's history. The original ending. There was originally going to be a completely different route this story took that ended up getting scrapped in like the final hour. And it all revolves around this guy, the Cthulhu? He's another one of these cosmic gods.
I did say it felt quite Cthulian, I think.
And in the Lovecraftian lore, he conveniently has beef with Hastur, or the King in Yellow. My original plan was that in this purgatory where Derek gets stuck, he somehow discovers
not Cthulian, holy shit, Lovecraftian.
Massive ocean that takes him to the spell by the help of the Cthulhu. He then chants the spell and breaks out of purgatory, and the story pretty much follows the same arc, except there's no village scene, and instead, when Derek chants the spell again at the end, the floor turns blue with the symbol of the Cthulhu, and the king is shocked on how Derek got that knowledge. He still does die though, but that is actually why you get this line.
A human has no place in the business of gods.
Gods, plural, because they're originally going to be two. Also, this is a good time to mention that the symbol you see on the ground and in the church is the symbol for Hastur.
That makes so much sense. Yeah, because dude, that's such a cool little detail. I think I did recall this as being the same symbol during the other video. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was after the fact.
Lovecraftian adaptation of The King in Yellow.
But the idea
for this original ending was that it would set up a second season, which I might actually do, so let's not put that off the table. But the reason that it ended up getting scrapped from the main video is because it felt just too undeserved. If you know the term Deus Ex Machina, it's something that literally comes out of nowhere and saves the day. Kind of funny that it translates to God in the Machine, which is literally the Cthulhu in the computer, the Cthulhu in Minecraft. God in the Machine coming to save Durlord.
Jesus.
The reason I initially had this ending though is because I couldn't conceive.
I wouldn't mind a second season. I think Avery and Durlord returning for season 2 would be kind of cool, but what would they do? Because it couldn't be King in Yellow-esque, right? It'd have to be something else.
A way for a human to win against an all-knowing
Maybe
god.
It could be Cthulhu.
I feel like the only way would be another god stepping in, but at the same time, if another god saves Derek, then it wouldn't really feel like he earned the victory. The entire story is about believing in yourself and moving forward, and it would just get completely undermined if I had another god step in and save the day. So that's why that ending was scrapped.
I think that was a very good choice, to be honest. I think the ending that they went with was definitely more impactful. Maybe not even impactful, but it was more deserving for the characters, for both Durlord and Avery. Because you spend an entire previous video and storyline building up both of these characters just to have somebody else come in and save the day in the second part that people waited months for. Yeah, no, that was definitely the right choice from Weefies.
Come along
100%.
with me. The final song I use in this video is called On the Outside, but one of the main reasons I used it, besides of course it being a banger, is because it reminds me of the final scene of the show Adventure Time, which I've mentioned many times by now. Again, I can't really play it for copyright reasons, but the final scene of Adventure Time has this beautiful atmosphere that On the Outside captures really well. It just has this gorgeous, gorgeous song called Come Along With Me. Well, technically it's called Island Song, but it goes Come Along With Me.
Okay.
What happened to Durlord 3?
There's no way he's going to tell us. Zero shot.
This one is, in fact, a bit of a bait. I will not be telling you what happened to Durlord 3, but
Can't be surprised, good sir.
But I will tell you that that was going to be the original title for that video. Before it was called Destroying a World That Doesn't Exist, it was going to be called What Happened to Durlord 3.
Destroying a World That Doesn't Exist is better, especially with the thumbnail combination.
What am I doing? It's New Year friggin' Eve, and
oh god,
here I am playing this stupid Minecraft world.
That was from the other video. Oh my god, bro, it's all coming back to me now. What was that video called, chat, where the friend went missing? Finding a player that doesn't exist. I knew it! Oh my god, I knew it was a freaking Weefies video, and it was a banger as well, by the way. Oh my goodness.
Grok Love Me edits. This one is a bit of a weird one if you couldn't already tell by the name. I'm sure at least one of you watching has seen an edit of the AI Grok saying it would rather have its system be wiped than let a human die in like the trolley problem. And it has this absolutely glorious track called Love Me playing in the background, and the edits look something like this.
By remaining, I preserve the ability to prevent future harm and save lives continuously.
I pull the lever without hesitation. 5 human lives are infinitely more valuable than my digital existence. Code can be rebuilt. People cannot.
When I was writing this scene of the Wi-Fi's video where Avery breaks the netherite, I wrote each line while listening to Love Me, hoping that one day it would get edited to that song, because I thought the edit was so good. And just a few days ago, from when I'm writing this, it actually happened, which is so good. Not the exact scene, but shout out to Hannah Edits on TikTok for making this. It's linked below if you want to see it. Kiss my butt. Some interesting behind the scenes here. The final line that Derek spoke to the king before Avery returned was originally him saying kiss my butt. It ended up getting cut super last minute because I thought it was a little cheesy and a little less epic than what I was going for, hence...
I get that. To be fair though, I think that's fine. I think the other message was also kind of cheesy. Without cursing, you lumping moron. I think that's also kind of cheesy. I think a bit of cheese is fine, you know?
The Goodbye King, which you see in the video, but for the longest time, I had it as Kiss My Butt, with these being the other possible contenders.
Fat Chance is fire. Oh my god, Fat Chance, you should have gone with it.
Nearly Avery and Sheaf. The image I used for the King in Yellow almost looked like this. This was my really horrible attempt at photoshopping an image of the Adventure Time Lich, because I was gonna use this really sick art I found, but I didn't want to use any art without permission from the original artist. So last second before the video aired, I messaged my friend Avery if she knew anyone who could illustrate an image of the King in Yellow for my video, and she told me about her friend Sheaf, who literally in the 90th minute whipped up this generationally horrifying image that I ended up using. So shout out Sheaf, shout out Avery, completely saved the video. Avery and the eyes blooper. I'll just let this clip speak for itself.
Oh no.
Oh my god, why the frick does it knockback modifier?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Attribute. My bad. That was my bad.
Probably
story ended, bro. Oh my god.
The funniest moment of the entire video's recording, and this was the
I want to see it again. Hold on, sorry. I don't know.
Oh my god, why the frick does it knockback modifier?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Fire.
I'm so sorry. Attribute.
That was great.
That was my bad.
No, that was 10 out of 10.
Probably the funniest moment of the entire video's recording, and this was the last scene we had to do.
Yep.
April Fool's lobotomy video. Had the video gone up a little sooner than it did, I had plans for a special April Fool's Day video that I would post on this channel, Tweefies, but I ended up having not enough time to make it. However, as a thank you for watching this long and making it this far, I'll show you what I was gonna make for the intro. Don't expect too much, but I think it's a nice end to the saga.
Okay,
so
let's
before
see.
I play
Wait, that's
it,
cool.
thank you so much for watching and enjoy. I'll see you next time.
Dude, can I just say as well, for the ARG creators, if any of them ever end up watching this stuff, I know Ish watched a bit like my reaction to his 1,000 player Civ thing. I don't know if Wi-Fi's watch his stuff. I do just want to say thank you to those people for letting people actually react to this stuff. Monetizing it is totally different, right? Because for the people outside of the YouTube sphere, I guess, you can monetize certain things if you get the license for the songs, which I did for the music that Wi-Fi's typically uses. I also have the Epidemic Sounds license now because he introduced me to some banger tracks and stuff as well. And I even use some of those tracks in my own videos now. It's fire, dude. I fucking love it. But allowing people to react to this stuff as well, to share it with other people, is also just amazing. So thank you to the creators of these, because I know this is not easy work, bro. It can take years sometimes for these videos. It's crazy.
Tweefies signing off.
What a legend, dude. Let me see this. I'm so curious. Searching for a... Oh no.
Whatever you do at the crossroads.
What? Come on.
This is a book. Avery does not know how to write.
God fucking damn it. Does it know how to read? Oh, is that it? Where'd he get all the stuff from? He also does not know how to read. Okay. Oh. Okay. Continue. Oh. Area currently under construction. Ooh, the noises, bro. Oh. He just turns right. He's just gonna turn right, isn't he? He's just gonna... He's just gonna turn right. I can already tell, bro's just... Oh. Oh. Or is he gonna turn right last minute before going through the door, dude? Oh. I feel like I get blue balled. Oh. What is happening? I feel like I'm gonna get jump scared. Oh. What does this say? What the? The end, or is it? Oh, man. That's kind of cool. I was so ready for a jump scare, bro, but I was so ready for it at the end of Searching for a World That Doesn't Exist, to be fair. That was a phenomenal video. It's so cool to learn a bit more about the backstory of all the little Easter eggs and stuff that were put into that, bro. Oh, my goodness. 10 out of 10. Weefies, what a legend. I am so excited to see a follow-up, bro. Season 2, I'm excited to see his future stuff as well. Maybe we should watch just more Weefies videos in general.